Hello, seniors, class of 2023. This is your mid-year presentation presented by the Castro Valley High College and Career Center staff. I'm Ms. Zuckerbrow, your college and career counselor.
I'm Ms. Maddie, your college and career technician.
I'm Mr. Asala, your college career technician.
All right, and we're going to get started with some information to help you get started with your second semester. So first, I'll go over some reminders, and then Ms. Maddie will share information on financial aid. Mr. DeSala will share some information on college, and I will share information on other options after high school, tips, resources, and upcoming events. All right, so we're going to start with some reminders. So check your schedule to make sure that you are meeting all of your graduation requirements and or your A through G college requirements if you applied to four-year college. What if you're behind on credits? Or if you're worried about meeting your A through G classes, make sure to contact your counselor as soon as possible and schedule a meeting or come see me in the College and Career Center. If you changed your schedule for semester 2, such as dropped a class, added a class, or other changes, be sure to let any four-year colleges that you apply to know. Send an email to the admissions or follow the process from your school. Senior year grades still count. So even though you may get admitted to schools before they see your senior year grades, they will look at those and it is possible for them to rescind your acceptance based on senior year grades. A good rule of thumb is to keep your grades about where they've been for the last 3 years, similar to your average. Remember that you do need to keep that C- or better in your A through G requirements, such as English, Gov, and Econ. Competitive schools may rescind your application if your grades drop significantly. Do you need help in your classes? Talk to your teacher, utilize tutoring, Trojan time, and other resources. And some more reminders for semester 2. You may need a transcript to send to colleges that you applied to or to scholarships. If you need an official transcript, then you need to request it from the registrar. On the Castro Valley High website, under resources, click on student transcripts. If you need unofficial transcript, you can request one to be emailed to you from the registrar, from your health secretary, or from the College and Career Center. If you applied through Common App or the Coalition app, your counselor uploads a transcript with the school report and with the mid-year report automatically. You do not need to ask. You only need to send a transcript to a school if they request it.
All right, thank you, Ms. Zuckerbrow. So I am here to talk to you all about financial aid. All right, so how does financial aid work? Well, when you first fill out the FAFSA or the California DREAM Act, you get what's called an expected family contribution. And that will be how much the government thinks that your family can contribute towards your college education. Now, what you're going to do is take that family contribution and minus it from the cost of attendance, and that's going to give you your financial need. So how does financial aid work? We have the cost of attendance, right? And what's included in that? Yes, we have our tuition and our fees for classes, but that also includes our books and supplies, how we're going to get to and from our classes, where we're going to live, and our personal expenses. The EFC, or estimated family contribution, is influenced by things like the amount that the student will be asked to pay from based on their parent and family income, the amount of the earnings the student has personally, the size of the family, age of the oldest parent, and number of children who are currently attending college. There are also other special circumstances that can play into the EFC, maybe a health-related expense or loss of property or recent death in the family. So types of financial aid, grants and scholarships, right? Free money. Those are the ones you want to go for by filling out the FAFSA or the California DREAM Act. You do not have to pay grants and scholarships back. They are gift aid for you to be able to use towards your expenses. And then we also have things that are offered through FAFSA and California DREAM Act, like loans and work study. And those are options that the student can take or not, depending on their situation. For example, if a student opts into work study on their FAFSA and gets offered work study and decides to decline it, it is not a binding agreement. So students will have option if they would like to take work study if they are offered it. We have California State Bill 469. It's a new bill. All seniors must apply for financial aid, which means you must apply for the FAFSA or California Dream App, depending on your citizenship status, or you must submit an opt-out form. The reason that the state does this is because so many students don't fill out the FAFSA or the Dream App, and then they lose opportunities to get this money. And so we want to make sure that all of our students have as most opportunity to get the most amount of money towards any type of academic venture that they might want in the future. The opt-out form will be provided if that's something a student is interested in. All right, steps to applying. So for financial aid, you want to create an FSA ID. You and your parent will be asked to create one. It is going to be a social security number that will need to be entered, so you will need to have access to that. Also need to have access to your parents' W-2s and tax information from the year 2021, as well as bank statements and other financial information from your parents. You want to complete that by March 2nd for your Cal Grant eligibility. Cal Grant is one of the biggest state grants offered to students based on GPA and parent income size. So that's definitely something that you want to keep in mind for the FAFSA while applying. All right, and Cal Grant. So Cal Grant, you want to make sure to check that Cal Grant status. About a week after you've submitted your FAFSA or your California Dream Act, you want to make sure that you're creating your Web Grants for Students account. Okay, so the link is in there on the slides. Click Show Details and you'll view your application status. Your GPAs have already been uploaded by the school, so it should match your GPA. If there is an issue and your Web Grants for Students does not match your FAFSA information or your GPA, contact the College and Career Center and we can help you work through any of those issues. All right, and there are financial aid appeals. Students often get a financial aid package, and sometimes things have changed recently for a student, especially with COVID. For instance, a loss of a job, which means a loss of income, maybe even the loss of a life of someone close to you. If that's the case, there is always the ability to appeal, so don't hesitate to contact your financial aid office at the school of your choice to inquire about that. All right, and scholarships, right? Apply, apply, apply. This is the time. We have our scholarship website on the CVHS College and Careers website, so I urge you guys to keep checking out that. CVEF, that's our Castro Valley Ed Foundation. Scholarship night is tonight, Tuesday, January 17th. So the application is opening tonight. We have the deadline at February 28th. So that is really a great way to apply to multiple scholarships for a very small local group of people, our CVHS seniors. So very great opportunity to get some money for school there. All right, I'm going to pass it over to Mr. DeSala to discuss community college.
All right, thank you, Ms. Maddox. So I'm going to be talking about community colleges as well as four-year colleges. Let's get into it. All right, so community colleges. We've got over 100 in California alone. There's 14 in the Bay Area specifically. Community colleges, as you can imagine, they're open to all students. The goal is to have an affordable education, to have a diverse campus environment, smaller class sizes, and specialized support programs. So if you're not sure what you want to do, or you want to kind of, figure out what direction you want to take your education in, you have a lot of opportunities at the California community colleges. To be admitted, you only need to meet one of the following requirements. So if you are either 18 years old, you've earned a high school diploma or a GED, or you've passed CHESP, the California High School Proficiency Exam. So any one of those will allow you to attend a California community college. All right, so why attend community college? As you can imagine, one of the biggest reasons is that you save a lot of money. Tuition for community colleges is around $1,000 per year. And at many community colleges, the first year is free. We have the California Promise at a lot of schools. They have a lot of equivalents at different campuses. So you can get your first year tuition free. One of the other benefits is that you can work towards getting your degree and certificates faster. A lot of times you can earn a certificate in a specific field of study. Maybe you want to get right into the workforce. You can get a certificate to say you're eligible to perform that type of labor, do that type of job at a fast pace, a year for a lot of them. And you can earn an associate's degree within 2 to 3 years. You can also use, a lot of the degrees are designed to transfer to four-year colleges after about 2 or 3 years. Specifically at California community colleges, a lot of the degrees specifically are able to help you transfer to CSUs. So that's another thing to keep in mind. A lot of career technical education programs are present at community colleges. So if your goal is to get right into the workforce, they have a lot of job opportunities for you. A lot of unions and apprenticeship programs that are, they draw from community colleges because they know you're working directly in the field and your goal is to get straight into the field right out of school. Again, you can prepare more for community college. Like we said, if your goal is to figure out what you want to do or figure out what you want to major in down the line, community college is a great place to figure that out on the cheap. And also, community colleges provide you special programs and support services depending on what type of student you are. All right, the steps to enrolling. So the steps are pretty straightforward. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to apply for admission through CCC Apply. That's the portal that all community colleges in California use. For Chabot and DVC and Las Positas, our local ones, there's a big Apply Now button at the top of their website. So use that to apply. I'll take you through the steps. For other community colleges, their applications open a little bit later in spring. So if you're applying to any colleges other than those three, the applications will open a little bit later, but the steps are generally the same. You'll want to complete an online orientation just to get yourself situated on the campus. They'll have a self-guided assessment for English and math, just to help you decide what English and math classes you'll place best into once you get to community college. And they'll all have educational plans for you to do. So in the case of Chabot, you'll also have like a specific meeting with a counselor that you'll schedule. For DVC, you'll have to take a class at Counseling 95, that's educational planning. But once you get through that, then you'll register for your classes, and then you should be all good. Up on the side, we have the SOAR program that we want to remind you about. That's for Chabot College. If you're planning on going to Chabot College, make sure you do the SOAR program. One of the biggest benefits that you'll get is priority registration. You'll be able to sign up for your classes a lot earlier, and you also get some step-by-step assistance, some support to help guide you in community college a little bit easier. All right, and I mentioned those special programs and student services. So one of the good things about community college is that there's a lot of programs available to help offer individualized help, depending on, maybe you fall into a certain demographic, you need a certain type of support, or maybe you just want to be in a certain cohort of students. You want to be with other like-minded individuals who are interested in the same things as you. There's a lot of programs offered at the community colleges. Just a few, we've got Aspire, we got DSPS, EOPS, Puente, we have here at Castro Valley High School, we have Puente as well, community colleges, and we've got Emoji as well. Just a short sample of all the programs that are available to you as students. All right, so now I want to talk a little bit about four-year colleges as well. So four-year colleges, you can still apply. The deadlines for a lot of them passed back in November, but there are still some that are open. CSU specifically, we have a few, Channel Islands, Northridge, East Bay. Maritime is also open, so the application is up there, same place, CalSTIC Apply. And some private and out-of-state schools have February deadlines or later. So if you're applying through Common App, Coalition, any colleges that you're, their deadlines are still open, we've got the links here. Come see us if you need help with your essays as well. We're a good resource I can use. Okay. All right, and so if you've already applied to four-year colleges or you're planning on applying, make sure that you have these next steps in mind. Make sure to check your email regularly. The colleges will be sending you lots of information to get you, situated with their system. A lot of the colleges, actually all of them, should have a portal that they'll use to either, they'll be sending you information. That's where you access and send your transcripts. That's where you'll sign up for classes. The portal is the thing that's going to be your main interaction with the college, and you'll get that through your email. They'll send you information how to sign up for that. So make sure if you know which college you're going to, you've got an acceptance, or you're waiting to hear it, make sure you interact with that college's online portal. Also, make sure to check each college's financial aid website. For the UCs and CSUs specifically, we have a resource on our financial aid page that links to each of those campuses' financial aid websites. A lot of times they have scholarships on offer that we don't know about, or that are only offered for students of those schools. So make sure that you're checking their websites in addition to ours so that you can get as much money for your college education as well. So once you're accepted to colleges, make sure you're doing these things. Make sure you're comparing the financial award packages you get from different schools. Maybe you get accepted to multiple. You want to weigh your options. What's going to be the best bang for what's going to give you the best options. Make sure if you're going out of state or away from home that you're applying for housing if necessary. You want to make sure you get that in early as possible because housing, you don't want to be caught when it's super competitive. You want to get that as fast as you can. Make sure, if you know which college you're going to, submit your statement of intent to register. In most cases, that'll be by May 1st, and you'll have to put that on put a deposit for that. So make sure you do that so you reserve your spot on campus. You just want to make sure your presence is guaranteed there once you get accepted. Make sure you accept your financial aid if you've done the FAFSA or the DREAM Act. Make sure to accept the loans that you're receiving. Make sure that you get all of your financial aid sorted out before you start attending. And make sure to update your Cal Grant school. So if we're talking about Cal Grants, make sure that Cal Grants knows that the campus that you want to go to is the one that they're going to be sending the grant information from.
All right, so it's a lot of information. If you need help, we're here. I want to go over some other options after high school. So some of you may be thinking about joining the military. You can enlist in one of the military branches. You can also do ROTC or NROTC. These programs allow you to participate in the military program while you're at college. So you go to college and then you take a class with the military. You meet on Saturdays, you do once a month class. And by the end of college, you're also an officer in the military. There are military academies as well. Most of the deadlines have passed, but you can consider applying for them in the future, West Point, Coast Guard Academy, etc. There's also apprenticeships and trades. You can do some of the training to get into the trades at community college, or you can work directly with one of the trade unions in the area and do an apprenticeship. So for an example, electrician, plumbing, construction. With apprenticeships, you learn while you're on the job and you get paid job training as well. There's also vocational and adult schools that have career programs. So you can focus your studies on a specific career. And some examples include Eden Area ROP. The ROP Center has some adult programs: dental assisting, medical assisting, electrical, and welding. And then the Castro Valley Adult Education, which is just a couple of blocks from us, has a medical assisting program, business, computers and technology, as well as wastewater management, which we don't necessarily know. You might not necessarily know what that is, but you should check it out, learn about it. The people who graduate from that program make a lot of money. So I'm going to go over some tips and resources now. So one thing to keep in mind is that your Google account, your school Google account, is going away after you graduate. So make sure between now and graduation that you save any files from your Google Drive that you want access to after graduation. Share them with your personal Google account or download them. There is a link on the Castro Valley High website under resources. There's a technology link and it has all the information you need on how to do that. Any important emails that are saved in your school email that has information in them that you're going to want, forward those to your personal email so that you have them saved in your personal email. Make sure you're using personal emails for all of your college and scholarship communication. When you start applying for that Castro Valley Ed Foundation scholarship tonight, tomorrow, the next day, be sure to use a personal email. They will not be able to follow up with you otherwise. Keep track of any accounts and usernames in a Google Sheet. Mr. DeSala mentioned you need a portal for your four-year colleges. If you apply to 8 schools, you have 8 different portals. Keep track of those in a Google Sheet. We have a lot of resources. All the links in our presentation are on our website. The presentation will be on our website. And there's a lot of other helpful links there as well. The scholarship page, the transcript request. There's all sorts of resources. And of course, you can come into the College and Career Center to see us. We do have drop-in hours during all non-class time, break, lunch, before and after school. If you don't have a 6th period, come on by. You can also schedule appointments with us. There's a bunch of upcoming events related to your future that we want to make sure you're aware about. The first one being Scholarship Night tonight. Miss Maddie mentioned this earlier. The Castro Valley Education Foundation is host to a lot of scholarships that are just for Castro Valley students. So tonight in the cafeteria from 6:30 to 8, you can hear directly from the sponsors about what they are looking for in the application. You will see a walkthrough of the application and how to fill it out and get tips. And then the application will open after the event is over at 8 o'clock. The deadline's February 28th, and we would love for you to RSVP for tonight's event if you haven't yet at the link below. So hope to see you there. We do plan to live stream it if you can't make it in person, and then you can always stop by tomorrow or the next day for information. So again, there will be some drop-in help to help you if you haven't finished your FAFSA or your DREAM app, if you're still working on community college applications or four-year applications or the scholarship applications. This Saturday from 10 to 2, Thursday, January 26th from 6 to 8 p.m., and Wednesday, February 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. During all of these times, if you are not still on campus, and for Saturday, you want to enter through gate 9 on Mabel Avenue near the book room and just head straight into the College and Career Center. So students, you can come by, and if you're filling out FAFSA or DREAM app and you need your parent to be there with you, that's totally fine. So these other events are off-site, and they're opportunities for you and your families to go learn more information, meet college reps. So this first one is called Steps to College, and it is bilingual Spanish-English. It's in Sacramento, so it is a bit of a drive. However, it's a really huge college fair. They'll have financial aid assistance, so if you do need more help filling out those financial aid forms, and a bunch of workshops to help you prepare for college. Another opportunity is the Black College Expo. It's Saturday, February 4th, and if you're not part of BSU, you should definitely talk to BSU to go with a group of other students to the Black College Expo on February 4th, Saturday. It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. with an after show, including a step show from 3 to 5. There is a scholarship available. You do need to submit the scholarship application ahead of time. It's due really soon, January 23rd. At the Black College Expo, there's a ton of workshops that apply to all different types of students, athletes, a writing workshop, financial aid, and more. And then they also have a huge college fair with HBCUs, CSUs, and sometimes even internship opportunities. The Cal State East Bay Education Summit. So it's also on a Saturday, it's February 11th. And we may have a field trip, but either way, you can go on your own with your family. Tons of workshops. Again, financial aid help. So if you and your parents need help from experts on that FAFSA or DREAM app, they will also have a college and resource fair. There'll be a lot of different campuses there. You can get a tour if you're considering East Bay, and you can bring your younger siblings to any of these events so that they can start learning about college as well. And we will be hosting a career fair in March on our campus in the gym. And so we'll be inviting classes to sign up to attend periods 3 and 4. But if your class doesn't go, you can still attend during lunch. And we're working on building up our list of career speakers, but these here are just a few examples of who will be there. So we all just want to say that you can do this, and we're here to help. So come visit us in the College and Career Center with any and all of your questions. So have a great second semester.